So Alex, how much do you know about Genshin Impact?
Basically nothing.
I'm going to go through some characters for you, and I just want you to try and guess what kind of element of magic they use, what weapon you think they might use, and just sort of what they make you think about. Do you think what kind of person you think they are? That sort of thing.
Cool.
Okay, moving on. We have Jean.
I reckon. Ooh, I was gonna say air. She seems kind of.
Yeah,
Her background looks very airy.
it's a bit of an advantage you have there.
Yeah, I think sword. I don't think she does magic. I don't think she uses a bow either. Possibility of spear, but I've already gone wrong on that many times, so I'm going to go with sword.
Okay.
Yeah, she seems kind of like the main woman of the game, I'd say. She seems very, like, high up in whatever rank she is.
Yeah, she does look like her outfit's quite sort of military-esque.
Yeah, almost noble in a way.
Well, you're right there. She's a Nemo. She uses a sword. She is the leader of the Knights of Favonius, which we talked about earlier. She's very, like, she loves to do a job well. She will, like, take on loads of burdens because she sort of can't say no to things. She's more of a supporty character. Her burst, like her ultimate move, heals.
Right.
Her other move sort of collects people around her sword with air and then like throws them away with the air. But yeah, she's sort of very prim and proper, and she's also Barbara, the Hydro character we saw earlier, the idol's big sister.
Oh.
Yeah, I really liked Jean. I've never got her. Not yet. So next we have Kaeya.
I want to go with dark type, but there's no dark type.
There isn't a dark type.
Could go with electric.
Okay.
He's got purple.
He does, yeah.
It looks like he's got a fox around his shoulder.
There's a bit of spoilers of the weapon there.
Oh, well. He's got a sword.
He does have a sword. You're right. I'll give you that one.
I think he's similar to the fire guy earlier, where he's kind of a loner, wants to do things on his own. Although I reckon he's got one person that's with him, like a water type, that stays with him for everything. That's like his support.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see he's wearing an eye patch as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that changed anything. But...
No.
And you're thinking Electro. What kind of sort of position in the team?
I reckon up front, like not tanky, but quick and damage dealer.
Like a damage dealer, yeah. Okay. So yeah, Kaeya is actually cryo. Ice.
Right.
And obviously he uses the sword. Yeah, he is a damage dealer. He can be pretty good in the right teams. And funny you mentioned that he's like Diluc, because they are adopted brothers and hate each other with a passion. But he has a very dark, mysterious past. You were talking about he's dark. There's a lot of theories that he's not quite all out to how he says he is.
Yeah.
After all.
Now moving on to Klee.
She's a fire type. I think she was magic. But looking at her, I'd either go magic or bow anyway.
Okay. She was just talking about bombs there.
Yeah, so magic. So fire magic, very much support, back of the group, but like massive damage dealer. I think. I mean, I can't remember much, but...
No. What about her personality?
Scarily innocent for what she does.
Okay. So, yeah, you were right with Pyro, and she's a catalyst using magic. She's one of the... she has a like unique attack animation in that she throws bombs at people instead of like shooting fire magic, I suppose. She isn't a support though. She can be, but you need to put a lot of money into the game for that. She's actually like a main damage.
Yeah.
She's my favourite character to play as actually. She does a lot of big damage, big numbers, by throwing different bombs at people. And she's notorious for getting in trouble from Jean. So Jean, the head of the Knights of Favonius, she's also a Knight of the Favonius. She's the Spartan Knight. She gets it grounded by Jean all the time for like blowing things up or going fish blasting where she blows up fish and things. So yeah, she sort of People joke that she's the terrorist of Mondstadt. And next we have Lisa.
She looks a lot like the dark guy, Thingy's brother. What's his name?
Luke's brother, Kaeya.
Oh, definitely magic then.
There's a few spoilers in their animation.
Yeah. From her clothes, I'd go electric. But I also want to say ground.
What makes you think ground?
I don't know. She just feels kind of like earthy in a way. It's weird.
Okay.
But I'll go with electric. She seems very much like how I was talking with the other guy, that he always goes round, but just with one other person. I reckon she's the other person. And they go around together.
And what's her role in the team, do you think?
Support.
Okay. So Lisa is Electro. She is a Catalyst user. I'd say she's sort of like support. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really use Lisa. She's one of the few that I don't really know too much about how to play them properly. I think they'd either be support or damage. Yeah, she's actually the librarian for the Knights of Favonius. A lot of these characters from Mondstadt are Knights of Favonius, but they're not all. Like Bennett wasn't one. Barbara wasn't one. But she's a librarian. She's friends with Kaeya, I suppose. They're both Knights of Favonius, but she doesn't really... I don't think she's super close with them.
Yeah, they've just got very similar art styles.
Yeah. So next we go on to Mona. I don't own Mona either.
So I'd go with magic. From the animation, I want to say kleptomaniac as personality.
What makes you think that?
With her purse and coins, getting it out, and just seems
There
very
weren't
like
many coins there.
Well, yeah, but she's kind of like almost clowny, like not goofy, but like mysterious and evasive.
What about an element?
Oh, I don't know. With the colours, I'd go electro, but she doesn't seem very electric.
This might give you a clue.
Hydro?
Mm.
Yeah, hydro catalyst.
Okay.
Kind of like evasive. I don't think she does much damage. I think she's a support. But she's very quick. So if she needed to get in, do some damage, she can.
Yeah. So yeah, she is a Hydro, and she is a Catalyst user of magic. She's more of like a burst damage support. Her ultimate actually does a lot of damage. It's one of the highest damage dealing skills in the game. But to make it do the damage, she needs help from other people. What you're seeing here is she's actually trying to find what little money she has left, because she's really poor. Her job is she tells people's fortune. She's like she checks people's constellations in the sky. That the symbol you saw was a constellation she was looking at. And next we on to Noelle.
She's definitely some sort of support. She's got a bit of armour, so she might be slightly tanky, but I don't think she does too much damage.
I'm trying to think, have we had anyone with armour yet?
I don't know.
Not to this extent, really.
No. So I don't know if that means that she's tanky or she isn't, because she needs the armour. Maybe ground, because we haven't had any ground for ages.
Yeah.
And she seems kind of groundy, I guess. She's very much not a love interest, but she wants to be loved by someone. She wants that someone. And I feel like that's her main goal of just trying to make friends, meet more people.
Weapon.
Maybe a spear, because we haven't had a spear yet. There's so little left.
So Noelle is Geo. She uses a claymore.
Damn it!
She is very tanky. She's one of the tankiest people. And she's like a maid for the Knights of Venice. She's not actually a knight itself, but she is their maid. There is actually, they added a few characters have like a sort of dating sim style mini quest in the game, and she has one of them. So you kind of can date her, but it's more of like she wants to serve the knights, and you're an honorary knight in the game, so she sort of wants to help serve you. On next to Razor.
Definitely ground.
Okay, you might change your mind in a second. So you talk about animals
Yeah.
earlier.
Okay, so electric. He seems more grounded though. I guess he's got like ground and his electric friend, but then the friend kind of takes over. I don't know. But electric because of the friend. I'll do a Claymore.
Okay. What about his personality-wise? What screams out to you?
Kind of almost like, not the goofball, but he is very much the comic relief of the group, I'd say. But he doesn't like big groups. He goes around in like small little bunches, maybe like 3, 4 maximum. Definitely not part of the Knights thing. And he's got his own like wolf person anyway. So if he is on his own, then he's quite happy.
So Razor was raised by wolves, so he's quite of a bit of a loner. And then the sort of leader of the wolves sort of told him, although you're a family, you're not a wolf. You need to go live with the humans. He's Electro, and you mentioned it about his friend taking over. That's sort of what his ultimate does. This big Electro wolf comes out and makes his attacks so much faster. He does extra Electro damage with his attacks. And he is a Claymore user, you were right there. And yeah, you're pretty spot on there, I think. Now it's Sucrose.
Spear. She has to be Spear. We have so little people left and there's not been one.
Does she look like a spear user?
No, she doesn't, but there has to be one at some point.
Remember, there's a whole other kingdom that we've not seen yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go bow.
Okay.
Water, definitely. Possibly a bit of air, but I'm gonna go with water.
Okay.
The blue is too dark. Very timid. A lot of people kind of like feel bad for her in a way because I feel like she's stronger than she thinks she is. But even then, I feel like she heals people more than she does damage. She's just very good at it. But she doesn't think that she's as good, but then people really like her because of it.
So if you saw her ears there as well, I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Does that change anything?
Should it?
I don't know, just about her. So Sucrose, she's a Nemo actually. Did you say bow?
Yeah.
She's a catalyst user, magic. She's very supportive person. Anemo, the element Anemo itself is quite a supportive thing. They're not definitely supportive, but she is very supportive. Like she gives other people sort of more damage, called elemental mastery. But yeah, she is an alchemist, and she's actually the apprentice of Albedo, the first character we saw in the white coat.
Yes.
So she's very timid, like you said, and she has these long ears. She's probably a bit like a dog person. The soles of her shoes, if she's gliding, you see the soles of her shoes, and they have like little paw prints on the feet. Same with Diona, she has little paw prints as well, but Sucrose is more sort of dog-like, canine style. We have Venti, which I think's the last one.
Ooh. Very musical.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was like a tree type.
Like a tree type?
Like a grass tree, like nature.
That is Dendro, but Dendro's not in the game yet.
She seems like she would be. She reminds me of Robin Hood almost.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with magic from what she just did.
Okay.
But I also want to say bow or spear. She's not a sword user. I can tell you that much. I think. Right, I don't know about her power then. Like her power. Because if there's no grass, I'm going to go ground.
Ground?
I reckon ground.
Okay, so this is probably the one you've done the worst at. For starters, she is a he.
Oh, well.
Although I can't blame you for getting that wrong. He is an Anemo character and he uses a bow. And Venti is actually, if you see in the top left, there's a picture of a statue.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh.
And so he is the Anemo Archon, which is basically he is the god of the wind element.
Right.
Although we're the only, as the main character, we're the only people who really know that's who he is. But he sort of goes around disguised as a bard around to people, so people just sort of see him as a bard. But yeah, he is and Mondstadt is the wind region, so that he is like in charge of. He's sort of the god of the area, but it's the area of freedom. So he sort of lets them do whatever they want. He's very hands off, sort of lazy, likes drinking wine instead of helping people. Sort of lets them go on themselves. So yeah, that was all of the Mondstadt characters. Any sort of ending?
None of them have spears.
That's true. Maybe Leeway will make up for that.
Oh, I hope so.
You can tune in next time to find out how Alex fares guessing the rest of Genshin Impact's characters. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more, consider subscribing.